So recently, Mitt Romney was at a campaign event, and he was asked by a French reporter about France, and he went on and on about how much he liked France. Let's watch.
I have a lot of memories of France. I think the best memories were with my wife on vacations from time to time in France. The last vacation we had there, walking around the city of Paris and walking not just in the Champs-Élysées, but also over to the Jardin of Luxembourg and around the city is one of the most magnificent cities in the world. And I look forward to occasional vacations again. It's such a beautiful place.
Now, he went on a little too long, too many French pronunciations done right. He's almost like high-stepping here, talking about, oh, yeah, believe me, I've been all over France. And he has. Remember when he decided that he was going to go do missionary work in France rather than go to Vietnam. So, now, we've talked about that in the past. But overall, I got no problems with this. A French reporter asked him, hey, do you like France? And he says, yeah, I like France. Who doesn't like France? If you got a chance to go to France, seems lovely, right? But no, this is going to become a campaign issue. See, I need to tell you guys about my newly minted Jenk rule that I came up with this morning when I saw this. The Jenk rule is, if the media covers an issue or doesn't cover an issue, does it make a difference? So, for example, if Mitt Romney had a policy on drone attacks in Pakistan, or tax cuts, or Social Security, whether the media covered it or didn't cover it, it would be relevant to how he governed as president. It should be something that we should know, right? Now, of course, drone policy, et cetera, the media is not going to bother. That's not sexy at all, right? But that's the stuff we should know. Now, on the other hand, if the media doesn't cover it and it doesn't matter at all, well, that's a media-driven story, right? So, for example, President Obama now is being charged with, oh my God, when he was 7 years old, he was given grasshopper snakes and dogs to eat in Indonesia. Now, does that affect how he governs at all? Not at all. Totally media-driven story. So in this case, is this a media-driven story or not? Because apparently there's outrage over how long he took in answering and how he was too French in that answer. Of course, it doesn't affect the way he governs. But nonetheless, this is our mainstream media. Here's Morning Joe. It's a perfect representation, talking on and on about how this might have been a damaging and defining moment for him. Watch.
This is like the guy who learned to dance at Arthur Murray's and has no feel for it. Now, I think the party's going to come behind him because they really don't like Obama at all. But that's quite an amazing...
Well, it is amazing. And Mark Halperin, you think it was you just can't believe he said it. That said, as a Republican who has been looked down upon by liberals in the media for a very long time, being a part of a party where half the members don't even have passports. They're American firsters. They whatever. I mean, there's a positive side to that.
As a nation, Joe, as a nation, we want a president who loves Paris. That's what we want.
Maybe not. Maybe that was a bit clumsy, but at least he's been out of Boston.
You know what? Excuse me. This is like, remember when at MTV when that comely young lady asked Clinton boxers or briefs? Well, with Romney, you get the sense the question is Beaujolais or Bordeaux. This is going to be the defining moment.
So you think that was a mistake? You think?
I don't like to make a big deal about individual things like that, but I just think you don't have to answer the question. I don't care if the French reporter wants to know your fond memories of France. Don't answer.
Gene?
Well, I think Rick Perry had the best line when he said he's standing next to Mitt Romney. He wondered when he was going to ask if he had some Grey Poupon. I mean, that's the vibe he gives off.
Bring it down, 10-2, 10-2. He likes France. Who cares? Now, Mark Halperin is a totally right-wing so-called journalist, so he's torn on this. He's like, oh, I don't want to criticize Romney. Oh. If Obama had done it, Halperin would have gone on for about 5 minutes. But nonetheless, he wants to join the party in all, saying if you ever mention France during a presidential campaign, we'll all have to make fun of you because that's how the media works. And we have to pretend that the American people care. Who saw that clip? Who's going to care? Who sees that clip and goes, that's it, I'm not voting for Mitt Romney? No one. Look, if you apply the Jenk rule to, for example, to John Kerry on Lambeau Field. Remember, he was in Wisconsin. Instead of calling it Lambeau Field, he called it Lambert Field. And the Republicans went on for months about that. Oh, you ought to touch it, Lambert Field, you loser, right? But is that going to affect how he's going to govern? No, it's kind of weird that he doesn't know that it's Lambeau Field. I guess he's not a football fan. Who cares?
Exactly. This is my point. Now, it doesn't matter who cares. It doesn't have anything to do with policy. That's where there's a divide among certain types of voters. Some Republican voters, I'm sure, went to the booth because they heard nothing else the entire presidential election and said, John Kerry said Lambert Field, not voting for him. Because there's idiots like that. So, and then they know that there's a fraction of the country that's like that. And then, so when this gets reported, it is still senseless, but there's people that are going to remember, he was really gushing about France. Don't we eat freedom fries? And remember that 5 minute of taking off of freedom fries? There's people who took that shit so seriously. And there's a group of the country that's like that.
I know, but the thing is, as people in the media, should we feed into it? You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't talk about and make a big deal out of that France clip, nobody's even going to know about it. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's not relevant to anything. If it's not relevant, and if the media doesn't cover it, then nobody would vote based on it.
Until the Republican Party or Republican supporters make issue with it. Remember the ketchup thing with Obama? He eats mustard on his, what was the burger joint in D.C.? On his Good Guys, Five Guys burger? Yeah. How un-American. I guarantee you there's idiots. They were like, he eats mustard.
Yeah, and look.
There's idiots.
I guess
they're going to do it to the other side is all my point is.
No, I know. But two wrongs don't necessarily make a right. Look, we pointed out, and then you make your own decisions on it. But look, and don't get me wrong, if President Obama went on and on about I can't do the French pronunciations, right? And what did he say instead of garden? He says jardin or Luxembourg jardin or something. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I'm sure he's got it right because he speaks French. Yeah, you're right. Hannity will be all over it. The un-American president, right? The European socialist president. I know.
When Obama said Pakistan, like they got out
Pakistan.
Oh, when he said Pakistan, right, which is the correct pronunciation. Sometimes politics, at least the media coverage in America, is frustrating.